What's going on, runners? Welcome back to the run. Thank you guys for tuning in once again. I greatly appreciate it. And if you found this video, welcome. All my subscribers, thank you guys for subscribing. And hopefully I pick up some new subscribers here soon. Sorry I've been away so long, and sorry I'm looking kind of scruffy. I'm about to go get a haircut too. It's been a time, but I'm here now. So let's get into the topic of the video. So if you know, like I know, and what I just heard, the federal government just came down and said, if you are not English proficient, you will be put out of service. Now, this has been a law already. And if you want a kind of more in-depth view, Mother Trucker, he did a big breakdown of this whole thing. I'm just giving you my opinion from what I've seen. This has always been a law. This has always been a rule. They just haven't really enforced it. And if you know, like I know, a lot of jobs have rules that they really don't enforce until they really, really have to. Well, this administration is saying now that the official language of the United States is English, we are going to enforce this. And honestly, I don't have a problem with it. And if you're on this channel and you think that this is only targeted to brown people, Hispanics, or whatever, it's not. If you've been on the road for any amount of time, you have Latinos, you have Southeast Asians, you have Asians, you have Africans, you have Russians, you have a multitude of different people in different areas around the United States that speak a multitude of languages. The second highest spoken language in the United States, I'm sure, is Spanish. So you can go and throw a rock and hit somebody that speaks Spanish. But I've been to distribution centers where the people in the distribution center sometimes that are handling paperwork don't speak English well. And they get frustrated because we can't communicate effectively. And that's not good. And it's also a danger to the people on the roadway. If you can't communicate or really read the road signs, like you could see the picture in your mind and you know this is a stop sign, this is a yield sign. But if you can't read, it's a problem. Not saying that you can't read, but you can't read in English. This goes back to the case where that guy killed those people in Colorado going down that hill. Now, if you're going to a big company, the Knight, Swift, CRSTs, or whatever, they test your English proficiency. So you'll go on your orientation day. You'll go to the computer, and the computer will tell you, hey, point to the tachometer, point to the speedometer, point to the AC button, point to the horn. It's telling you so you can hear it and do what it's telling you to do. And then it gives you signs and says, what sign says, runoff area in 1,000 feet, and you got to click it, and you got to click it, and you got to click it. That just tests your basic knowledge of English. But what this administration is and what the ruling is you need to effectively be able to communicate. You have to be fluent enough. And I think that's a good thing. And if you don't, listen, in transportation, everybody has to have some commonality. ICAO, in aviation, everybody in aviation, no matter where you come from, you have to speak English, period, point blank, not the other way around. If I was a pilot and I'm flying from California to Cabo San Lucas and I'm going to land in Cabo, I can speak English and the tower is going to speak English back. If a plane, Cathay Pacific, comes out of China, their pilots have to speak English. Everybody has to speak English. Now, when they get to their home airport, they land, they're on the ground, they could speak probably their mother tongue. But when they're in the air, they have to speak English. Point blank, period. Why? Because it is the most widely spoken language that everybody can understand. And if you don't like it, and this is going to sound mean, if you don't like it, then don't get into whatever industry requires that. There's too many times and there's too many reports of people not being able to communicate effectively when they get into an accident, when they're talking to law enforcement. And I'm just talking straight commercial vehicles, not anything else. And it's frustrating because you have to be able to handle business with wherever you go. Like I said, the United States has officially made English the official language. So you should be able, what happens when you're not in Southern California or California, Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, Vegas, and you're in Montana and you go to a distribution center and somebody doesn't speak Spanish. They only speak English. How are you're going to Google translate the whole thing? Well, that slows down the process. Trust me, I've had to do it. So now what's going to happen is they're putting drivers out of service. They're completely shutting you down. And there's, I think it's the CVASA or CVSA or whatever they're called. They're out there doing enforcement. Here's my issue with that. I think there should be some time given to people to kind of get this shit straight. And excuse my language. But if you're a company that allowed this to happen, and this person's been on the road, this guy or gal has been on the road for however long they've been on the road, 10, 5, 10 years or whatever, and now all of a sudden they're going to get put out of service, that kind of screws up their livelihood. Now, I get what some people are going to say is that this should have been a problem that should have already been fixed. They should have did this. I get it. I get it. I understand you and I hear you. So now what needs to happen is these companies that are hiring these drivers in the beginning need to check that. They have to check. Period. You got to be pretty much a permanent resident or a citizen to drive, because all drivers have their real ID cards. You should, because I think a lot of us have our real ID cards. If you're a commercial driver, because you have to prove that you're a citizen or a permanent resident, so you get a real ID card. So you're in the country lawfully, and I'm talking about the lawful ones now. We all know, like I know, like they know, that there's people out there with fake CDLs driving these trucks. But the ones that are doing it the right way, they've been doing it for a while. Now all of a sudden they're getting stopped. So they need to fix this problem in the beginning, starting now. That way somebody doesn't drive for years providing for their family, and now all of a sudden they can't because they can't articulate a sentence. Now, will they let some people slide under the radar? Sure. They'll talk to some people and just be like, all right, cool, yeah, whatever. I don't know how far they're really going to press that line, but they're pressing the line, and drivers have already been shut down and put out of service because of it. So that's what I have for you guys today. Please do some research into this. If you are watching my channel and you're not a proficient English speaker, please work on it. Because I want you to continue getting your money. I want you to continue to take care of your family, and I want you to continue to enjoy the open road as much as possible. But until the next one, people, I'm about to get out of here and get all this fixed. And I will see you guys on the next one. I appreciate all of y'all. I love y'all. Please take care. Peace.